welcome to the show. I'm going to talk to Kuihman, who's been defending Destiny's take lately about this whole Trump assassination thing. And I don't know how long this is going to be, because honestly, Kuihman isn't the type of arguer who just will ramble and ramble and ramble. It might just get right to the core disagreement really fast. So I just made some toast, and that's just a coincidence. I'm using Irish butter. It melts faster. It's toast and butter. Toast? What kind of toast? What's on the toast? It's toast and butter. What's up? Yeah. So, get my butter all melted on there. Jesus Christ, you have to watch. No, you're not gonna let me enjoy my fucking toast. This sucks. You're helping me with my calories. Okay. Also, Kuihman is better at arguing than I am, so that's a hurdle. But he's not smarter. He's smarter rhetorically, though. Tell Kuihman he shouldn't be talking about politics after shaming people in this space for doing so. Thanks. Well, I think that his position is that he's shaming people for talking about politics in a really boring, lame way where, like, they are autistically focused on it in a technocratic type way, like a technocratic politics debate over minutia that nobody knows enough to even talk about or cares about. Like this, the Trump assassination, that's a pop culture even. That's still, I mean, it's pop culture and politics all meshed to one. It's going to affect lots of people. It's not C-SPAN. It's like, I think that's, I can see what you're saying, but like, I can imagine fucking Boogie talking about this. Like, so, I mean, it's a big deal that someone tried to assassinate Trump. Yeah, good. So, okay. Oh, and Kuihman, by the way, this is the guy. This is the song he uses for his donos. This is the gay song that he uses for his donations. This is the guy we're about to talk to. This. Okay, let's jump in and see. So, just so you know. Ooh.
How's it going?
Yo, what's up? I have I have your gay donation song playing right now.
Oh, what donation song?
From
Song
Persona 3?
Persona? It's
Yeah.
from Persona 4 dancing, but yeah.
Persona 3.
Oh, wait, or do you mean the other one? Do you mean the other one? You mean Iwatodai Dorm? The one
Yep.
that plays with
Yep.
the monkey
Yep.
video?
No.
Yeah, now I know the one you mean. Yeah. Awesome.
So you told me that I don't actually believe that there's no good political violence.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does.
Okay, this might be not a long argument, but I think obviously there's so much like room between killing the president in this moment. First of all, would I kill Hitler? No, I wouldn't kill Hitler.
No point would you kill Hitler.
Okay, after the Fourth Reich, then there's no other. Right? Isn't that what I'm like? When isn't
the third one? Yeah,
the third Reich? Yeah, the third Reich. Okay, no. I would keep waiting until the fourth one.
Okay.
After the Fourth Reich, I would finally be like, okay, fine, I guess. So. But no, so if
okay, so you don't think killing Trump right now is acceptable, but let's say Trump gets in again, and then all of a sudden introduces a bunch of electoral reforms that essentially solidifies power. Then would you say, okay, now something has to be done?
At the point at which it's no longer a democracy, then yes. But until then, I don't think the way to protect democracy is to undermine democracy, because it's literally destroying democracy and doing so. So like there are democratic ways to fight back, and it's scary and it's risky because there's not a lot you can do. Like Americans are retarded, and all these people voting for Trump are out of their mind. And Destiny is, I don't even think he has much of a position. He's making an emotional appeal to fuck Trump. Like, and I'm pissed at all these people defending all this gay, insane shit that Trump keeps doing over and over again. You won't, and all these Republicans and conservatives keep defending all that shit, and now they're gonna act mad now. It's like, how dare you? And that's what he's appealing to. I think he's making an emotional appeal to that.
I think he does. Okay, I think he does have a real position. I think he is deliberately trying to argue on these like sympathy arguments, or you shouldn't feel bad about this, and all these sorts of things, because he doesn't want to. It's power level hiding. It's groyper behavior, frankly. Like it's trying to not say what you mean, and what he means is, I think we're approaching a point where there may be some political violence that he thinks is okay.
But I don't even think he actually thinks. Do you think we're at a point like where some political violence becomes okay? You're not even American.
Right now I don't have a answer, but I would say probably not, because I don't think the consequences would be worth any kind of benefit that might be gained from that. But my issue is that I don't like the framing of it as just. Sorry, 1 second. There's a dono. Thank you, Max. I don't think I don't like the fact that there are so many people disregarding out of hand or making statements like political violence is never acceptable without having thought through it. You say, I'm fine with your position. You say, post Third Reich, yeah, okay, something should be done there. That's a position. That's where you say, okay, now political violence there is a case where it is acceptable. But what I don't like is people who haven't thought through that, have no opinion on that whatsoever, don't know how quickly democracy can fall once someone like that's in power. When they say, no, political violence is never okay, this is just democracy, it's like, you don't actually think that. You don't actually believe that. You don't think that's the best way of operating. There's just no way. There's no way someone saying that has actually thought through it. And if they have thought through it, then the reason why they're saying it is just to appease the audience, to sound like, oh, look, I'm the calm one. I'm the calm, rational one. Isn't political violence always bad, guys? It's like, well, no.
Yeah, but most people haven't thought through anything.
Well, yeah, I agree.
So
I think presenting this point is a good, it's a good rhetorical strategy. It's because it makes people think, well, why are seemingly reasonable liberals like Destiny, people they see as like being like the reasonable lefty, why are they saying, well, we might be approaching that point? And then someone like Willie Mack looks into it more, and they're like, wait, I see why Destiny's saying we're approaching that point. This is like crazy. This could totally, we might have no way to fight back soon. And that's the intended effect.
I really don't, I don't think we're at that point where we have no way to fight back soon, like at all. I think that's kind of like a scare. If that's your point, it's kind of like a scare tactic. It's like it's stochastic terrorism.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is unreasonable to say that we're getting to that point.
Like, what would be your example? Like, sure.
Well, I would just look at the course of other democracies that have fallen, right? When Hitler took over in Weimar, it was Munich Putsch, where he led essentially a violent insurrection. Then he was wounded, went to prison, stayed there for a little bit, wrote Mein Kampf, left prison, increasingly won 3 elections, and then was immediately in, solidifying his power, created a secret place, and it was basically over.
I feel like, so in the case of Nazi Germany, I would say that the problem was the system that enabled that to happen. It was the Nazi Party was still a minority, and the way their electoral system worked, it just okay,
but the American system's allowing that to happen because the Supreme Court have just decided that Trump's immune and he can still run.
That's the issue.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean by it's becoming the point where there's no way to fight back because now the institutions have been subverted in such a way that they are just curtailing to every whim of this person who's attempting to become a dictator. Like they have been subverted in such a fundamental way.
Well, we should unsubvert. We need to unsubvert this institutions, though. That's what I would say. The focus should be on.
Yeah, that is what the focus should be on. But I think this is a good motivator to get people recognizing how bad the situation is right now.
An assassination attempt is a good motivator.
I mean, well, I meant the rhetoric around it, but yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
I guess it is a wake up call, but I think so. Had it actually worked out, had Trump actually been killed, the country would have been way worse. And it's not because, like, I was just listening on your stream.
I see. I think that's arguing counterfactuals, though. Like, I agree that there is a pretty good chance it would have been way worse. That possibly it could have, like, let's say Trump gets killed and a civil war starts. That the death toll for that would be insane. It would leave America, which is like the world hegemon, keeping like the countries that we don't want to fuck us up at bay right now. They would be in an insanely vulnerable state where, all sorts of shit could happen all around the world. Yeah, that could be completely fucked.
Well, actually, in my mind, I wasn't even thinking that bad in my mind. I was just thinking that, like, the retarded half of the country, they're retarded, but they're gonna go vote, and they're gonna go fucking vote for Trump. So they're retarded, but they still believe in democracy, even if they say they don't believe in democracy. They're lying. They actually believe in democracy because they're gonna go vote. And I think that if you kill Trump, you actually are just killing democracy because half of Americans will actually completely within their heart of hearts not believe in democracy.
Yeah, again, that's why I wouldn't argue right now. Like, I wouldn't argue straight up. Yeah, it's justified to try and assassinate Trump because I just don't think the calculus isn't sure enough in any way to know that it's going to actually help anything and won't just make things worse. So. And plus, not to mention the fact you've already said, there are still other options at this point. There are still ways to go about fighting back right now. But yeah, I still think that raising the point, forcing people to think through it, forcing people to address why people feel this way and why Destiny's arguing that it's completely fucked. I think that's important to do at this point because clearly it is working on some people. It's worked on Willie Mack. There's a bunch of people that are on that tweet that seem to have been brought around a bit. It seems to be working.
It does make people think.
When Destiny initially started this, obviously everyone was against him. I mean, this is the course for a lot of Destiny takes, let's be real. Everyone was against him, and now it's gone on. He's continued hammering it, and now it's started turning a little bit. Now it's like, there's a lot of people turning around saying, hang on a minute, I mean, shit's kind of fucked. Like,
well,
once they select the stuff, like that's what people are saying now. It's all about, people are actually discussing now the January 6th case, the the 7 states with false electors, the fact that that's proven, like that is now the reason why the Supreme Court decision was made. The fact that it was kicked up to the Supreme Court because Trump was trying to defend himself by saying I should be immune for this. Like people are now talking about those things, right?
Right.
They weren't.
But
they didn't give a fuck before.
Okay, the main disagreement I think I have with you then is you actually believe that Destiny has that point. And I do think that he's like avoiding saying that, like saying that he actually thinks that the president should be assassinated, and yeah, and that's obviously what he would have to do. But I don't actually think he even believes that that's like a good course of action, or that I just think that his attitude is like, how dare you criticize somebody for wanting to kill the president after everything that he's done? How dare you? And I think that emotionality. Like it's an emotional appeal, and I think that emotionality is like really righteous. Like there's the libs don't know how to fucking stand up for themselves, and they just cripple over every single time. And he's like showing them how you can stand up for yourself. But the way that he's doing it, so you were just saying that what he was doing on Twitter is gay. Him like saying that other people should be demonetized because like he was demonetized. I think this comes from the same thing. He's like it's in the case of the Trump thing, it resonates with a lot of people because nobody knows how to express that. But in the case of his oh well, I was demonetized, so you should be demonetized. It's the same petty like tit for tat attitude, and I think that
So I'll agree with you if you're gonna do like some psychoanalysis of Destiny where it's like, yeah, he's digging in on this because he's an obstinate prick that's gonna, display his emotions in a very violent way towards other people when he feels slighted. Yeah, that's why he's doing it. That's probably that's what's operating in his mind right now. But that doesn't mean that the anger on this topic isn't kind of like justified and it's not useful. Like, I don't think that changes it.
Well, do you think? I think that there's a good chance that the anger is good to mobilize like libs and maybe people that are on the fence, and because people on the fence, because it gets people talking about these issues that people are not sure about because there's so much counterfactual or propaganda that confuses the facts. Like about January 6th, people don't really understand the facts, and then you get people like Willie Mack actually looking into it, and he's like, oh shit. So that anger might make people look into it. It might energize the base, but it also divides everybody a lot more.
I think, I don't see the message of healing and coming together has worked for the last 5 years. I feel like mobilizing the base and making sure the absolute worst case scenario doesn't happen this year is probably more important right now than being like, oh guys, we've got to come together. Don't you want to be able to eat dinner with your family again? Don't you want to be able to go to Thanksgiving dinner and not argue about Trump? I think that message needs to be dropped, and the message needs to be shit's fucked.
Okay, well that brings me to a point that I have against your rhetoric in general about Destiny. You keep saying that him, and you've been saying for a long time, because I just was listening to your stream while I was getting ready, and you've been saying for a long time that the idea of him becoming mainstream doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's just dumb. Considering that shift, that everybody coming together is now defunct. I think that the whole idea of a news anchor who's going to be stoic and tell you the facts and be like, mature, and have like some kind of distance so he can be neutral about things or something, that's defunct too. And the fact that Trump was the president and that we're all talking about Trump is evidence of that. So I think that like Destiny is the face of what the future looks like for talking about politics. So criticizing.
What I think is that it needs to be thrown away. That like the healing, the stoicism, whatever, needs to be dropped for now. But I mean, in the UK, we still have the stoic news anchor who tells you the truth. And it's, our situation isn't anywhere near as fucked as America's right now. And we have all the social media and alternative media and everything. So I don't believe that it can't work or that it can't get back to that point. It's just simply that the current threat is so massive and so important that you just need to use what works now.
Okay, in that case, so I'm not extremely familiar with British politics, but I'm sure a lot of your audience also isn't, but when you say shit like that, I just think Brexit. So like, how did you go from Brexit? Like, this is not like a debate. Like, how did you fucking go from Brexit to having a massive labor sweep?
Well, because of the effects of Brexit. Because people were convinced into voting for Brexit. It was done democratically. One side did play pretty dirty with propaganda. But yeah, I mean, the effects of Brexit showed people there has been, it wasn't ever. The thing with Brexit is it's not quite like anything in America, because there are a lot of the relationship with the EU is like incredibly tangled. There are so many different aspects to it. It's very difficult for the average voter to understand. I feel like, and also it's a lot about economics as well, and no one understands fucking economics at all. Literally nobody understands economics in the general public. So it's much easier for people to get misled. But when it comes to the insurrection stuff, it's like so clear cut. Anyone truly can understand it. Seven states, full selectors. Plan was to have the certification. You know the whole story. You can run down this with anyone. Anyone should be able to understand that. Explaining to someone the knock-on effects of changing immigration policy on the labor market and how that's going to cause an economic shift and a shift in the type of migration that's coming to your country. And you can't necessarily just drop immigration and have wages go up. That's so difficult to explain to the average person that you need like a university course for it.
Okay, so in a way you're saying that it's not as bad in America than it was when you guys had Brexit. Because we can't.
No, I'm saying
we can't understand.
Sorry?
Because we can't understand. It's understandable topic.
I think what I'm saying is that there should be less room for misinformation. I would say it's worse in America because the reality is that people, one side has completely brought into like a constructed story and they're set into that, right? There is argument that you can go back and forth on the EU, and plenty of people who are anti-EU are like saying things that are like factually true. They're saying like the EU has a bunch of regulations imposed on us that do cause extra. That's true to some extent. You can argue the benefits of participation in the single market and how the economic benefits of that totally outweigh any regulations we have to follow on production or regulations we have to follow on immigration. You can have arguments over that. This is like one side has completely decided on a fictional version of events, and then there's a whole bunch of people sort of in the middle or loosely on one side who just simply don't have the facts or haven't been energized on it, and that's what you're targeting, right? They're appealing to the other side is completely lost. In the UK, the main concern of the right is immigration, and there are ways to address that, and there are policies and common sense, like not common sense, but you know what I mean, like rational policies, rational ways of talking about it that you can approach it with to try and appease them. With America, I don't understand what the right wing's complaint is. I couldn't tell you what the key issue for them is that like maps on something in reality.
No, it's
maybe abortion, but even then, that's only the Christian ones, and I truly
if
don't know what
if Trump
if
Trump said something about abortion, he would like pull over a bunch of fucking conservatives on the issue. Not all of them, but like a bunch. They just want to be the asshole, and that's what they want. They want to see the world burn.
Yeah, exactly. So like your situation is worse because it is just a fake. It's just a false reality that they're living in. Whereas over here, it's like, okay, there are problems with immigration. Grooming gangs in Rotherham did happen. There are enclaves in this country where there's like basically an entire section where people don't speak English and can't communicate with the outside world, and no one can communicate in. And there's like horrific things happening where, a wife can't talk English, her husband can, and she's fucking battered because it's some, conservative Muslim family, and no authority can ever step in. There's like horrific shit that is going on as a result of immigration, and those things but those are like things that can be addressed, things that you can approach in a rational way. There is no. How do you approach a conservative who believes the election was stolen? How do you approach a QAnoner? How do you approach? Like I truly don't know.
Well, okay, so the all coming together kumbaya shit. You may think we need to ditch that and stuff, but in a way, I think that we never actually had that, and like people like fucking Hillary Clinton giving a message like that. It's fucking like a snake. It's like being Harry Potter and hearing like a snake say it to you or something. It's just like makes your skin crawl, and like Bill Clinton saying that kind of shit. But like I think that those people. So I think that rather than like being angry at them and saying we should like kill Trump and like these people are you're against America and stuff, they just need to be like listened to, and like they just need a hug, kinda, and they.
That's been the last however many years. That's been the
nobody's
strategy. We have to be friendly to if they heal.
Yeah, well, there's a trick. There's a trick there. So I'm saying these things. I guess this is how I think about it, but it seems so obvious. But the trick is that's the reality. They do need a hug, but the people that are spreading the message, they don't give a fuck about the hug. They take advantage of like a kind person's like want, or like a kind, someone who actually wants to listen to them. And they you give an inch and then they take a mile. But
okay, but I don't believe it might feel that way. People do have a distrust in politicians, but that's almost like part of the problem, right? Like that's something that, again, using UK politics, I know you're not going to know anything about it, but like, that's something Keir Starmer is like focused on heavily, is the fact that no one believes it when a politician says that shit. His whole, opening to his first speech was like talking about how politicians need to return to serving people. Yeah, we need to earn back trust. Too many people in this country would say no if asked to think if they think it would be better for their kids than it was for them. Talking about all of this,
something my dad always...
It's insane to me that the average person thinks that like Joe Biden doesn't care about America or doesn't care about the future of America. This guy's worked in politics like his entire adult life. His family, his family died and he stayed in didn't one of his kids die in the army or something? Wasn't it some shit like that? Like, this guy has devoted his entire life to public service, and you think that on his deathbed, he's thinking about, like, his self-interest? Like, this guy's, like, basically, he's a walking corpse. You think he's thinking self-interestedly right now? No, he genuinely believes the American people are horrifically divided, and that he needs to do something about it, and that the people should be brought together. There's no other explanation. I don't understand what the other explanation is.
Do you think Trump cares about America?
No.
Me either, which is fucked up. Am I crazy because I fucking don't think that? Because he must, right? No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
There's no evidence to suggest that.
Yeah, but I don't like that. I think because he must. He has to. My dad always told me that the thing he thinks is better about the UK is that by default, you guys already believe that the politicians are always lying. Where here we get mad when we feel like they're lying. And you have to convince me that you're not lying. It would be. He says it would be. He always said that it would be better if by default we assumed they're lying, so that we don't have this whole emotional like, Dad, you never loved me, Dad. That kind of that's our fucking attitude with the president. It's like we're trying to pick a dad.
Sure. I mean, I just don't think having an inherent distrust towards your institutions is a good thing. I think that's just a recipe for feeling miserable and like nothing will ever change.
Well, there's a difference. No, there's a difference between mistrust of institutions and a mistrust of the individuals in their rhetoric. Because
but if that hasn't been displayed, like Trump has displayed reasons to distrust him. Right. I don't know that Biden has done that in anywhere near the same capacity. Like you can probably find instances where Biden said things he's backtracked on or lied about or something, but I don't see that it's anywhere near the same. I think you need to have like a
the point
like when you start distrusting someone like Biden, it feels like you are distrusting all the incentives and checks and balances that go around to keep him accountable. That
of course,
like
yes,
you are doing.
The point that I'm dancing around though, and I'm trying to like chisel at around the edges, is that I think that we need to be kinder to these fucking retarded people that like rhetoric, like the person that got shot at the Trump rally, like who fucking cares, rhetoric like that. I think any positive outcome that Destiny could have from his rhetoric, that has the opposite effect.
I just disagree. I think I think it seems to be working.
All right. Maybe. But if it is working, then that's also, I think, like I was getting at, if that rhetoric is working, then it means that like Destiny is the face of the future, and I don't like that.
No, I think because the thing is, Orange Man Bad didn't work in 2016, but I think it works now. I don't think this is just like this is a prediction. This necessarily sets the standard for media going forward. I think the fact is that there does have to be something there. There does have to be something that bad, because Hillary Clinton sat there and screamed Orange Man Bad till she was blue in the face. Everyone in the media was calling Trump a Nazi in 2016, but it didn't hit because people didn't have that laid down in front of them. I think now it hits because all of the Jan 6 stuff is laid out so clearly. I think you can. It does resonate now. I don't think it did before. I think it is situationally dependent. Like this sort of, to be able to mobilize that sort of discontent, there has to be some sort of pre-existing circumstance. Like you can say, yeah, that's even true for like Hitler, right? There was the pre-existing discontent in Germany post World War One that he managed to capture. Like that sort of thing. That is when more violent or more aggressive or more inflammatory rhetoric can take hold, is when there is that something for it to map onto.
You know, this argument reminds me of the argument where like a woman gets raped and it's like, well, what was she like wearing? Because you're like, basically it kind of maps on, and maybe it will work rhetorically or in the zeitgeist, but it's like, well, he was shot at. Well, why was he shot at? And now we're talking about that. It's the same as when like a woman gets raped. Well, why was she raped? What was she doing? Like, was she asking for it? Was Trump asking for it? And I just think that while that might get you to the right outcome, it's just a horrible way to go about it and makes everybody stupider.
No, I don't think. I think analyzing the reasons why someone would feel as though an assassination on Trump is the only option, I don't think that makes you stupider. No, I think the people that are refusing to think about that are the ones that are being made stupider right now. The ones that are just saying,
well, it's not.
Political violence is never okay. I can't believe anyone would ever say that. I think those are the ones that are being made. I think that makes you stupider.
Well, yeah. Of course. Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's not analyzing the reasons why the shooter may have done it that makes you stupider. It's analyzing the reasons why Trump would have deserved it, which makes you stupider. And I think that is actually Destiny's rhetoric.
I think that's the same thing. I think because the point is that Trump has created the conditions for the shooter, right? That he has tried to, he in the Supreme Court have tried to make himself a king, and so someone's seen the only option as assassination. Right?
But you could do the same thing with like Jeffrey Dahmer. It would appeal to way less people. Like Destiny's position appeals to a lot more people. But you could say, like he murdered like gay black people and then gay black men and cut their bodies up, and he's like, well, you know, it's talking about why he did it makes perfect sense, but talking about why they deserved it, I think, makes you stupider. But talking about why he did it to me makes you smarter. Because they didn't deserve it, but you could work from within their mind and be like, from it, like you could say, you could talk about why you think that they deserved it. You could talk about like their life and what led up to that, and maybe, you know, you actually could like write a whole novel about how they deserved it.
I don't think that. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see enough of a difference, and I think the deserved it talking point hits harder. Like Hassan had his whole America deserved 9/11 thing, right? Which he used as opportunity to talk about the way in which American foreign policy brings about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of liked that one. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's the same thing, right?
I guess it is the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
So, maybe, okay, if you are like, so I saw in your title, you have, like a couple things, and you've kind of gone through those things. So I've got like a random thing. Maybe you, as a Jew who is just talking about how like it's based that they have lines around cities to like, so that they can like cheat God. Yeah. Like okay. So me saying that I'm a Jew, does that piss you off?
No.
No, fuck you. Okay, no, it pisses nobody off. Okay, it makes me feel.
No, because it's Smith. I've always agreed with your logic because I've never like looked into like specifically my family's lineage or anything like that. But I basically just, you know, I've been told X member of your family Jewish and never looked past, you know, not thought more of it. I don't want to like say too much in case like I get close to doctors or anything. But the reason why I would always, you know, say firmly I'm Jewish is the same reason Mr. Girl gives. Getting called a Kaisler, getting treated like a Jew your whole life. It's just like, well, I guess that's what I am. Yeah.
Well, I'm what I'm doing is making it so that people will give me the Kaisler more. And
I mean, yeah, that is the effect of it. That does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it pisses nobody off, and that pisses me off because I wanted to piss people off. All right.
Well.
All right. Good talking to you. All right.
No problem. Hey, nothing else? You good?
I'm good.
Sweet. Okay.
All right.
Oh, catch you later.
Catch you later. Okay. There's a short stream. I've been dealing with some fucking shit. I thought that I lost my health insurance, and I think I may have lost my health insurance for a brief gap of time, like for a matter of like a day, like a 2-day period. And because I lost it for a 2-day period, I might actually have lost access to my like fucking therapist. I need to figure out if the bureaucratic red tape there within is gonna fuck me or not. I cannot believe I did this. I need to. I have a video that I'm gonna be publishing soon, and I just need to like think of a description. I made a thumbnail. I gotta get it just ready, and I think putting it out will put a fire under my ass so that I can actually, because I'm working on moving out of my parents' house. And yeah, it might help get a fire under my ass to help me do that. So I might do it so that I can do it for you. See, the thing is, I've given myself so many reasons why staying here is beneficial to my art. And now I've recontextualized, and now I'm making it so that it's not beneficial to my art for me to stay here. And that's why maybe I should just publish the video. Until then, have a good one, Smeth heads. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that, right? Thank you. Because when I move out, it might change my relationship to my stream. In ways that you may like or may not like. I don't know. And I don't know if it will. But, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Have a good one. 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 Thank you. Thank you very much for the 99 cents. Have a good one. 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 Have a good one.